I know some of you like to read and some of you like to watch a video. So I'm just going to make a quick video to kind of sum up everything that I talked about in this book. If you want to read it, go for it. You could, it's kind of the same thing. But basically, in a website nowadays, there's a lot of functionality that a lot of people charge you for that you really don't need. Or you can try to design your own website. And basically, if you don't have design skills, or if you haven't been doing this a lot in the past, you're going to spend hours and you probably still aren't going to get the results you need. So what you want out of a website is something obviously that does what you want it to do, right? Like you don't bring a hammer when you need a screwdriver. And a lot of websites are hammers, and really you need a screwdriver. So basically, if you're in a business, you need leads, right? You need some call to actions that get people that want to buy your product or start a conversation with you, right? And a lot of websites, they have all this great functionality and all these cool gadgets and whatever, but it's actually really distracting. And honestly, I'm a designer, so I get into these habits. If you go to the Point Solutions, which is my home website, I have this little animation in the beginning, and I'm always thinking about, that's cool and it's awesome, but like, does it distract from actually getting me clients? And I'm this close to taking it off. And basically, what you want out of a website, or what you need to know about designing a website. First of all, people spend about 35 seconds on your website. That's it. You have 35 seconds to make a first impression. That way, the first thing they see on your website, you need a great picture and you need a simplified but powerful message. So people will just give you that extra 30 seconds or minute to watch your video where you can actually sell them something. So the most important part is that first impression, right? So you want to have that great picture, that message right below the fold, and then probably a video, right? And then within that video, keep it simple. Tell them who you are, what you do, and what you want them to do next, right? And then a call to action where they can fill out a short form. And again, this goes back to simplifying. The more questions you ask, the less chance that they're going to fill out that form and send you a message, right? So basically, you just want to collect somebody's email where you can respond back to them, and their name, and let them leave a quick message if they want to. But I'd even mark that as not optional, as optional, excuse me. That way they can choose whether or not they want to tell you, what exactly they need. The other thing is, with some businesses, this is not always the case. If you're a blogger and you're trying to create a magazine site, just disregard all of this, because you need to have great pictures and you need to constantly be putting out content, and it's a whole nother strategy. Or if you're doing a portfolio site, it's kind of the same thing, because you want to put out your best work. But even then, I see some portfolio sites where people put out 50 pictures of the same shoot, and really you need about 5 or 6. People make decisions so fast now, and they have such a short attention span. You really need to play into that. The other thing you really have to think about when you're making a website these days is a user experience. How do people use your website? Where do they come from? Most of the time they see you on social media or on some sort of a digital platform, and they come there, come to your website from there. And looking at analytics over the years, it's about 70% that they're coming from a mobile device. So they're coming from like a Facebook or a Twitter or Instagram, from their mobile device to your website, which is so perplexing to me, because so many websites are still made for a desktop computer. And really, you need a website that's completely optimized for mobile first. So it needs to look better on a phone than it does anywhere else in almost all cases. So basically, you need a simple website that has a great picture and a great message to draw you in. It looks awesome on a phone. It reacts super fast, so people aren't waiting 20 minutes for it to load. And that's the best way that you're going to create the most leads and the most most chances for a new client, right? So basically, you can do that on your own with a website builder. It's going to take you a ton of time, especially if you don't know what you're doing. And they're also really rigid. So if you want to change one little thing, I mean, it's driven me nuts because, you know, I want to change the header or something and it just can't. Or you're going to hire a web designer like me, and I'm going to charge you thousands of dollars for a website. Just because, I mean, it takes a lot of time, right? I can't charge $500 for a website unless you get an everything page, which is my new project, my new product. And it's only $300 right now, which is awesome. And you fill in your message and give me a few pictures, and then I pop out within 3 days too, 72 hours, you get this really beautiful one-page web page that does all of this for you. So check it out. It's optimized for mobile. It's super fast. I think you're really going to love it. So there's a link to it at the end of this at the end of this guide. So check it out. I'd really appreciate it. I think you'll really like it, especially if you're in the business that needs to collect leads and you're looking for a website right now.